This is going to be a terrific game. Oh, nice shots.
Goal there. That does the job.
It's a beautiful shot.
That's hit beautifully.
The atmosphere here is electric. That'll certainly get him going.
Oh yes, they've provided some entertainment, these pink games. Here we are once again then. Pink against blue. They have to stay alive, South Africa. But India, they want to kill it.
Punches it, comes through, and that'll make its way to the boundary and brings up a wonderful 100 from Shikhar Dhawan in his 100th one-day international, one and only Indian to get 100 in his 100th game.
What an unbelievable catch. That is sensational stuff from the skipper. Spot him. Straight through him.
And this is a clear no ball.
Oh, that's clubbed.
Oh, yes! That is out of here. Oh, yes. Oh, wow. Tesfaye does it in style. Smashed out the ground. And South Africa still alive in the series. The record rolls on. Never lost in pink.
Hi everybody, once again we're in the pink at the Wanderers. Yes, it's pink, pink, pink and more pink today. The fourth momentum one-dayer here between South Africa and Pakistan. 25,000 people are going to be in the Wanderers today and they're beginning to flock in, excited in all sorts of fantastic gear. It's a day of fun, it's a day of frolic, but it's also a day of serious matters because we're raising awareness of breast cancer and we're raising money for breast cancer. 1.7 million rand last year, a terrific achievement. We can match it, we can do better this year. It doesn't matter where you turn, people are pink supporting this fantastic project. Look, former South African captains there ready to go, but we need more information. We need to understand it better. We need to be on the ball. Here's Karel Bosman from Momentum.
Pink Day is a day that we as Momentum, as Cricket SA and as Central Gauteng Cricket has the privilege to present, but this day does not belong to us because this disease does not know boundaries. This disease is not only South Africa, it is worldwide. Hence, this day is owned by the people of this world, the people of South Africa. So when we spoke about partnership, this is my plea as Momentum. We're saying to each one of the South Africans out there today, please partner with us on this day. Please partner with us in two reasons. Let's, one, raise awareness on this day. Wear something pink. And guys, on this day, when someone says to you, why are you wearing pink today? You tell them, because I want to raise awareness in fighting this disease, because we know through research that early detection saves lives. There's not a single person out there that if I approach them now and I ask them, would you like to save someone's life? The answer will be yes. This is that opportunity. And the second part of the day, apart from wanting the protest to win, is to obviously raise funds, because we need funds to do more research, to fight the disease better. In partnership with Dr. Sarah Nitz and the Charlotte Makwekwe Hospital, we are very privileged to be in that partnership, and hopefully the 8th edition will be another highlight. Let's chase 5 million. It's not a lot of money.
It opens fantastic opportunities, first of all with regards to awareness, with regards to obviously the funding that's also coming in, which is giving us extra opportunities to look into research, academics, training, but also to improve our facility. But again, I think the main focus should be around the women that have actually gone through treatment and that have breast cancer or have been treated for breast cancer. And I think it's a fantastic way to honour them and to remind ourselves that everybody can be affected, what to look out for, and hopefully it will make a big difference in the greater scheme of things in South Africa.
I'm really honored. It's a pleasure, and for me more than anything, that I think as well through this that we are able to educate people as well, not only about the disease itself, but about how sports can come together for a good cause, and more than anything, understanding that it doesn't matter whether I come from a footballing background, but at the end of the day, cricket, football, it's all sports. And if there's one thing that they have in common is that we have our communities that support these sports. And if we are doing an initiative that is educating people coming from our communities, people that are supporting these sports week in, week out for all these years, that then we have an opportunity of coming together for one cause and great cause, and to convey a message to our people that about breast cancer. For me, like I said, when they really asked me to be part of this, I didn't have to think twice.
On the 27th of January, they can expect a packed Wanderers. I think we probably have less than 500 tickets left as we speak. I think by the end of the day or tomorrow, all those tickets will be sold, and people will have a lot of fun. There's no better place in a sporting arena anywhere than in the bullring when the bullring is full and the crowd comes to life. It's going to be a fantastic day. This year we've added the golf day again to the offering. The golf day will take place on the Wednesday before that. We are almost sold out on the golf day as well, and that is part of our effort to grow it. Obviously, we're thinking every year a little bit, what more do we add? We're thinking of adding a different night, a fashion show. This must become equivalent to the July Handicap, where people flock from all over the country. Last year, I was pretty surprised by how many people came from Cape Town, East London, Durban, Port Elizabeth to come and watch this game. And it's become a national event, and we're grateful for all the support we get.
Yeah, definitely a great initiative for us as Cricket South Africa. Our partners in Standard Bank, Momentum, JCB, Casalaga, all our partners have been involved with us as far as this event is concerned. And this is, as I said, the one opportunity we have as cricket and our partners to come together and, fight for one common cause, which is against breast cancer. To all our fans and the supporters of the Proteas, I'm encouraging everybody to pitch up in pink. Everybody's always looked bright and wonderful in pink on this day. We've seen some interesting outfits, so I would like to encourage people to make their outfits a little bit more interesting than what they were last year, and assist us in raising more funds, because as I said, this is for the communities. So great initiative. Let's all get involved as South Africans.
Yeah, fascinating, and everybody has to come together to make it work. Obviously, Cricket South Africa and Momentum, but also Bidfest Wanderers and the Central Gauteng Lions. Sean Pollock, Graham Smith, and Michael Holding join us now from the sublime to the ridiculous. Really, that is some jacket.
Yeah, you've got to do your bit, Mark. When you get that opportunity, you just got to try and do your best.
You probably have that made for you. Do you have it made for you?
No, I didn't get this. Someone actually offered to me to use this for the outing, and my dad always said, if you can't do the job, at least look the part.
Wow, you haven't done it either.
Mikey's a little more restrained, but elegant in pink, I'd say.
Indeed.
This whole thing, it's about getting together, isn't it? It's about people teaming up to do something very special. And sport, increasingly, and cricket increasingly, is able to do things for charity through high profile and the impact of television that we didn't used to do. It's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
It certainly is. And cricket, as we all know, spends so much time on the screen. Cricket is a very long game. For the entire day today, we'll be on the screen. It's not like a football game or any other game where they're on for 2 hours. This is 7 hours of exposure, so this is great.
Yeah, and never beaten. South Africa never beaten on Pink Day here at the Wanderers. That's a good sign.
Well, it is for them. 2-1 up in the series. They'll be hoping that trend continues. It's just an amazing thing, even for the players, the new kit, being a part of something bigger than themselves, and how that brings the best out of you. You think about the McGrath Test match, the Pink Test match in Australia, having experienced that, and then come here and experience this one. It's just a wonderful thing and a wonderful day to be a part of. And in creating awareness for the disease.
South Africa plays so well in pink that they've decided at the World Cup, if there's a really important game like a semi-final, we're going to wear pink just to make sure we don't lose, and we go through into the final.
Well, Adrian Griffith from the ICC is here. So you can have a word with him.
Yeah.
He might be able to
Sounds
put in
like
a word for
an
you.
away strip. Pink is our away strip, and it's our away winning strip.
It may not be that bad an idea. There's nothing that says South Africa have to play in green and gold, is there? Maybe they should start the tournament in pink and carry it all the way through.
Well, no. You don't want to stress the point.
Save it
because
for the semi-final.
You save it for the big games. Big games. You
I
need to
don't know. I think that's asking too much of the colour to come in so late, on a big occasion. 1.7 million last year, a continuing story, it's the story of survivors and friends and family. It's a joyous day, it's a day of brave people, it's a day of forward thinking, it's a day of belief that you can make a difference, Sean, isn't it?
You can, and I think we've got a caption or video that shows where that money is spent. I mean, often people come in, they raise the money, that's one thing, but then to actually see where it gets spent and how valued it is and what impact it can make, I think that's vitally important. So it's a great day, great opportunity for some of the cricketers just to give back.
I actually don't know if we can take you seriously today.
Okay, well, let's not worry what you think. Let's keep moving on.
Okay, well, obviously it emanates out of suffering. It's a dreadful, dreadful disease. The awareness of breast cancer has increased around the world, but that doesn't mean that the problem is solved, not by any means. Crystal is way over in that corner with Brian Burley. More from them now.
Well, I've spent the morning being inspired. Thank you so much, Mark. I'm standing with two national treasures. For Brian Baloyi, he spent most of his career at Chiefs, Sundowns, and with that Bafana jersey, saving goals. Now he's turned his attention to saving lives through the power of awareness. It's great to welcome Brian Baloyi and wife Fungi Baloyi. Both of you have had such a journey, and would you take us through your journey when cancer entered your living space?
It was 2007, quite very young. I had just turned 30 at the time, and cancer was nothing near my vocabulary. I didn't know anything about cancer, and the signs and symptoms were there that I should have known about that I didn't. I think for about 2 months, the signs were there. I did nothing about, but I started seeing my breast changing, shrinking. Can you imagine over 2 months and you're doing nothing about it? But because it wasn't painful, I thought I possibly could have bumped a wall or something, until I thought now, this can't be normal. This thing's been going on for 2 months. My breast is shrinking, and then I started feeling a lump. That's the only time I went to a doctor to have it checked out. So it was a total shock to me because, there's that stigma to say, cancer is only for white women and older women, and for me at that time it just didn't make any sense at all.
And how do you get past the distress of actually hearing that word for the first time, and not just once but twice?
It's difficult, eh? It is very difficult. It's not something that you can just brush off easily. It took time, talking to other survivors. I think for me that was the biggest light bulb for me, talking to other survivors, seeing that they have survived it, and for me it was like, if they did it, I surely can do it. So education.
Brian, thank you so much. Brian, what would you say, what are the most important conversations and connections to have when you are facing this battle?
I think first is that acceptance, and as a family again giving the support, to the person that is, just diagnosed. But it goes way beyond that, giving education and information to our communities at large, and for people to really understand that really early detection does save lives. And I think right now our journey and what we're trying to do as a family and as a foundation and with our friends is that we want to give out information as much as possible for people to know that we are lucky to be where we are. We know it's all because of early detection, and early detection does save lives.
Well, there is the Brian Baloyi Family Foundation that is spreading that message about early detection. Pangi, you've been able to fight cancer twice, currently in remission, but you also had a chance to visit the Charlotte Macheke Hospital and see the excellent work that's being done there.
Oh my word, that was so beautiful to experience, we always don't, people don't know actually that there's such great services that our government is providing. You know, to see the work and the passion with the doctors, the nurses that work at the hospital, it was very wonderful to see. And the technology that they have there, the mammogram machine, they said is one of the best in the country, that even people from private come through to Charlotte Maxeke to use that machine. So big up to our government for that.
Brilliant. And the hospital sees over 5,000 patients every year just to help with the breast cancer, not only awareness but detection. Brian, if there's one message that you'd like Pink Day to be resounding with at the end of today, what is that?
I think there's one little thing as well that I think most people are not aware, that there's a small percentage of men that do get breast cancer as well. So even men do check your breasts, I know it's not fashionable, but if you do, and when they are diagnosed, don't be ashamed of it. Get help. And I think one of the most things that I love about Pink Day is that people really come out in numbers to support this day, and they must know that all the money that's coming into, that's being raised from this event goes a long way, and it goes, for me, I think what I love is that sports doing good, and we have experienced what happens at Charlotte Maxeke, and I think this will go a long way to helping all these people and getting the information and all the treatment and yeah.
And there's still so much to be done. But I think the number one message is that it can be beaten. It has been beaten. So that is the message of hope coming here from the Baloyi family. Back to you, Mark.
Yeah, listening to Panky and Brian is very interesting, isn't it? And worth, I think, repeating the three core messages of the day today. So we're looking to encourage awareness. Yes, that comes over loud and clear from Panky, of course, and the life-saving benefits of early detection. To raise funds in support of breast cancer awareness for this chosen beneficiary in as generous a way as we possibly can, and for the breast care units, and to extend the experience and message beyond the match day, amplifying it going forward, and to continue our fundraising. They're really what we're about. We're about an enormous event today that creates not just a South African awareness, but a global awareness too. Of course, it's centred around the cricket. We can't deny that. We've got a thrilling one-day international awaiting us because there's so little to choose between these sides. Remember, South Africa are 2-1 up in the series. Anyway, Mike Hazeman has more.
Thanks, Mark. Staying with that Pink Day theme, let's just get into some stats here. Now, South Africa, as we all know, have played really well on the Pink Day. 6 games, they've won 4 batting first, they've won 2 batting second. But this is quite interesting. The highest successful chase is South Africa, 266 for 9. England set that target. So the point being made is that's not a particularly high chase. So we just need to keep an eye on that chase of 266. That's not a big chase. So you set a big target batting first, you're going to be pretty good in this game. Let's have a look at this as well. Highest runs per over at venues. You'll see here that the Wanderers features at this venue. So that's a pretty good performance, obviously, by the Wanderers. You can see that they are there. Let's go to Manuka Oval. That's the 6.24. That's in Canberra. Chinnaswamy Stadium, almost 6.2. That's in Bangalore. Then Trent Bridge in Nottinghamshire. Wanderers, of course, and then the Ageas Bowl in Southampton. So there's the ones, but of course the Wanderers is interesting being that high. By the way, in the Pink Day when South Africa play here, they raised that from 6. They raise it up to 7. So that's really good stuff from South Africa to be able to elevate it so well. Run rates as well, that's another thing that's worth looking at. And the highest run rates in overs 1 to 10 over the last couple of years. Obviously, what I'm looking at is the work done by Pakistan and also the work done by South Africa. And if we look at those numbers alone, overs 1 to 10, highest run rate 5.26 South Africa. We go all the way over here, you can see 4.44 for Pakistan. So that is a real opportunity for South Africa to continue like they have been going in the last 2 years in the first overs 1 to 10. So there we go. That sets a bit of a blueprint as to how they have played and how they probably will play again today in the Pink Day.
Well, thank you, Hazy. Graham, to you first. Is it possible that the clothing, the message,
almost lifts the South African side. I mean, the performance is a high standard here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also playing at the Wanderers, the whole atmosphere, the buzz of the day, the crowd, really, you know it's a big day. You arrive at the ground and you know that it's something special. And I think that does bring the best out of the guys. Having experienced it, you can feel the excitement of getting the opportunity to play in the pink kit and experience the wonderful occasion that's going to show itself today here at the Wanderers.
Yeah, and presumably also you're wound up. You're waking up excited about making a difference in an area you wouldn't normally.
Yeah, I think as sportsmen throughout your career, anytime you get something new that's delivered to your room or your house, whether it be a bat or a pair of boots or something, you're quite excited about. So when they get their pink outfits, they'll try them on in the room and think, gee, this is going to be quite cool. They get their sponsors to send them gloves, they get their sponsors to send them different pads and shoes. So they'll be quite excited about it. And also the state of the series. They produced some good cricket the other night to get over the line. There's an opportunity to wrap it up. There's World Cup places to be played for. So everything will end up in them being caught up in the atmosphere and wanting to go as well as they possibly can. And as Graham says, the Wanderers, I don't think there's a better place to play a one-day international in South Africa. The atmosphere is just amazing.
And no better thing for the 50-over game than a full house.
Yeah, definitely. When you turn up as a sportsman, you want to make sure that a lot of people are there supporting the event that you're at. Not necessarily supporting you, because if you're a player away from home, most of the crowd will be supporting the home team. But it's an event that a lot of people are at. But we were ahead of our time in West Indies, that is. You remember in 1977?
I do. World Series cricket.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention anything. We didn't mention anything about breast cancer, but
you played in pink
and
in
we
World
performed.
Series cricket. Rest of the world in pale blue, the Australians in canary yellow, and the West Indians in pink. That really thrilled them, let me tell you.
We called it coral at the time.
Coral, okay.
Or some people might want to mention salmon, but not so much pink at that time.
The thought of being bounced out by a salmon.
Well, leaping salmon.
Very much a leaping salmon, or attacked by Viv or Gordon, whatever it might be. Okay, thank you very much, guys. We're going to turn our attention now to life in the hospital's never easy. People do great research there, great things happen there. This is Crystal again, and we're at the Charlotte Macheki Hospital with Dr. Jackie Smalk.
We have a very dedicated team of people. They've been with us for many years. They enjoy what they do, and they do it with a smile, and that makes a huge difference to the patient who's coming in stressed and anxious about potential diagnosis. I'm Dr. Jackie Smalk. I head the breast imaging unit here at Charlotte Macheki Johannesburg Hospital. In the breast unit, we saw just over 5,000 patients last year. So there are a lot of teams involved in the breast approach. It's not just one unit within the hospital. And we work very closely with all our clinical colleagues to offer the best treatment plan and follow-up for patients presenting with breast cancer. We've dedicated a team to breast imaging. That's a team that is offering more and more service to the patients. We drain not only Johannesburg, Gauteng patients, we drain from many of the surrounding provinces and even from north of our borders. We offer state-of-the-art equipment, superb waiting times that rival any of the best units, I think, and we're very proud of that. The sponsorship and the money we got from Pink Day has gone a long way in the last year, and we're very excited that we hopefully are going to continue with that and be able to do more and more within the hospital setting. So we've started a project that will be going on in the next few years to look at patients on chemotherapy and to see how that affects cardiac function. Some of the money has gone to developing fellowships for training of breast surgeons and breast radiologists, people who have a particular interest in breast cancer, to keep the service going. And then we've also put some of that money towards infrastructure development. The hospitals have structural improvements that could be done to make the environment nicer for the patients and to help them with their journey through the hospital. It's a challenge in the South African setting. It seems to be becoming more and more common in our setting to see breast cancer, and our experience working in the hospitals is that the age of presentation of breast cancer is getting younger and younger. We want to get out into the communities, educate the patients to present early with potential problems, and to also educate them that they do have access to services. There's often a misperception that they can't do anything, that there's nothing out there to help them, and that's wrong. They can present at the breast clinic, they don't need referrals, and they will be put into the system. So it's education and awareness.
The atmosphere here is is electric. That'll certainly get him going. Certainly get him going. You make me feel so alive. Brilliant way to start the proceedings here at the Wanderers on the pink day. Airborne, short boundary, takes it. Beautiful shots. Lovely stuff from Umla.
Maiden one-day international century. O'Reilly Rossongo. Hashim Umla, quite fantastic. 18th one-day international century. He keeps piling them on. The cheers you can hear for the South African captain.
Improvisation for 6 more. Stand back for 6. That's a big one. Wow, this is extraordinary stuff from AB. 6 runs, that's the record. That is the fastest 50 in one-day international cricket by AB de Villiers. This guy gets 6. Oh, what a shot. How many times today on number 6? The world record now belongs to AB de Villiers. The fastest 100 in ODI cricket belongs to this man, the South African captain.
Absolutely sensational by a brilliant player, and this is why he's the best one-day international batsman in the world. Stunning performance, AB de Villiers.
Magic in pink from the incomparable AB de Villiers. Hello everybody, welcome. It's Pink Day here at the Wanderers. We're out in the middle, the 4th Momentum one-dayer with the captains are here. A new one, nice to see Shoaib Malik out in the middle here. We'll hear why he's in charge today. Ranjan Madagali's here, and look at our mascot. Look, the perfect pink Protea. Faf, you've got the coin. We're ready to go.
Heads is the ball. It is heads, Pakistan.
Pakistan will bowl first.
Yes, we're going to bowl first.
Why is that?
I think later I've heard there is forecast of rain, and that's the only reason why I've decided to bowl first.
Yeah, so it's one of those things you can adjust better to the Duckworth-Lewis stern, can't you?
Yeah, exactly, and then you have a clear picture in front of you, and then you can plan it accordingly. And I guess this is the only reason. Otherwise, it's a great occasion, and we are honored to be part of this Pink Day, and let's entertain the crowd.
And what brings you the honour of leading Pakistan today? We're used to seeing Sarfraz out here.
Well, yes, we wanted him also at the same time, but I think the incident, as we all know what has happened, and I don't want to much comment about it, but yes, today they have given me this opportunity, and I'm looking forward for it. I'm going to give my best.
Okay, and what about your team?
Our team, we have a couple of changes. Rizwan as a wicketkeeper, he's back in the side, and then Shinwari is back in the side, so we have a couple of changes in our side.
Few left armers there.
Yes, we got 3 left armers, and let's see how it goes. They are highly talented, and they've done really well for our country, and today is another opportunity for them.
So obviously you know this, but you have to win today to set up a decider in Cape Town.
Well, every game is very important if you're leading into World Cup. I think it's a lot depend on whoever is playing, whoever is in good form. It's a lot depend on them to perform consistently, and we're looking forward for the game.
All right, have a great day. Thank you for talking to us, Shoaib. That was a surprise to see Shoaib out here. I was expecting Sarfraz.
There's a lot of questions there as well, a long interview. Yeah, he's obviously standing in. We've heard that he's out for, I think, 4 games. So it doesn't make much difference, I suppose, to we still got to play well and win the game.
Yeah, you have, and on this very special occasion.
Yeah, we love the Pink Day. I mean, obviously our record is very good with the pink clothing on. We've even suggested sometimes to maybe play the World Cup in pink, but that hasn't worked for us. So great occasion. Obviously, a lot of people in today, always a sellout. So looking forward to put on a show for the crowd.
So you know, Graham and Sean just suggested actually you should save it for the semi-final. Get to the semi-final, then play in pink.
I like that idea.
What have you done with your side today?
Only one change. Imran is coming back for Shama. Just rotating the spinners. The rest the same.
You must be very pleased with the way fresher faces such as Risa Hendricks and Van Dusen and various cricketers actually in your side are performing.
Yeah, they're stepping up nicely, and that's what we want. And obviously it creates a bit of selection issues later down the line, but you want to see young players coming through, and that freshness and that energy that they bring to the team is amazing. It keeps us old horses on our toes as well, so that's great for the squad.
Okay, well, today's the day. You could take the series if you play well.
That's the plan. Obviously play well. I think in both games so far we've been a little bit inconsistent in our performances. Previous game batted really well to make sure we had a duck with Lewis, but today just want to put a complete performance. Previous game also in the field we were very, very poor. So today I expect a different outfit.
Great. Thank you, Vav. All right. Okay, let's have a look at these two teams. I've got Graham still here, but Ramiz has joined me. The toss won by Shoaib Malik. Worth reminding you of that. He's going to bowl first, mainly because of the threat later of rain. So, Graham, that South African side with the one change we've just heard about, beginning to take shape, do you think?
Yes and no. I think they're trialling a few guys, and I think that top six is something that they're not so certain of at the moment. Van der Dussen has played really well. He's moved again to the middle order. Miller at 6, which I'd like to see him up. But in the end, just the one change to the side that won at Centurion by Duckworth Lewis. Imran Tahir is back for Shamsi. But all in all, a lot of firepower, and they'll want to do well here at the Wanderers today. It looks like a wonderful batting surface.
It does, doesn't it? It's almost shiny. And this Pakistan side, a lot of left-arm quicks. I mentioned that to Shoaib.
Yeah, they're very comfortable having them all packed together in the playing 11. Obviously, they're different. One is extremely tall. Amir, we know, is very skillful. And Shinwari, well, I don't know how fit he would be. But 3 left-armers and a bit of spin in the shape of Shadab and Imad. I thought Pakistan didn't bowl well in that after rain thing. You know, the 10 or 12 overs, they were up and down. And so Shadab really needs to pull his socks up and just deliver that fuller length rather than going shorter.
How much of a blow to the Pakistan dressing room with the news about Safraz?
Yeah, I think it's psychological. It just spoils the environment. And somehow I think they've got to deal with it. It's not a nice way to start the pink ODI, but, you know, he did something wrong, and so he's been penalised. It's that simple as that. 4 matches, banned for 2 ODIs and 2 T20s. But Pakistan need to pick themselves up. It's as simple as that. Not worry about that aspect anymore.
Okay, I was surprised to see Shoaib Malik out here. Were you expecting him to lead the side?
Yeah, I think it would have been between Shoaib and Hafiz.
Yeah, I thought it'd be
2 senior pros, and I think Shoaib Malik deserves it just a little bit more.
Okay, fair enough. We're going to just wind back the clock and have a look what happened. A very good start by Pakistan with the bat. We're trying to establish whether 317 was enough given the good conditions at Centurion, but Imam is playing very well without ever quite collaring the opposition attack. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, that is a problem. I mean, his boundary start is not very good because he'll rotate the strike, he'll do the basic things well. But he comes across as an opener from the 80s and the 90s mode. You know, he'll steady the ship and nothing more than that. So there's never a take-off position in his batting. When he wanted to hit a 4 or a 6, he laboured. But the good thing is that, you know, he was studious. He tried to play 50 overs, and so that was a big change. Pakistan needed that platform. But there were some good shots. His defence has improved. His technique has certainly improved. He was extremely good against spin.
Is it fair to say that his method of play, the sort of the anchor, works as long as Fakhar fires? But if he doesn't, then it's harder for the others to increase the tempo.
Yeah, I mean, Fakhar needs to fire. I think this probably will be his last chance because he hasn't really shaped up against the short ball well enough. But Babar Azam has also contributed. I mean, he gives this innings a bit of impetus as well. He's stroking the ball beautifully. I liked the sound of his bat the other day. It was making a stereo sound. Everything was right at the middle of the bat. And he likes facing Dale Steyn, which is a little strange.
We were talking about him last night, weren't we? Good player.
Oh, excellent player. I think I've loved watching him on this tour. He's still young and he's growing in his game, and I think he's going to be an outstanding player for Pakistan going forward. Just talent all round.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, this series has really shown us a really old school type of one-day cricket. We saw Amla in the first game, you know, probably battered his team into a hole and cost South Africa the game. And Imam al-Haq, you know, really just didn't find that gear that you're talking about. Now, I think, you know, both teams need to break the shackles, because this type of cricket is not going to win them a World Cup unless it's a bad wicket. The good wickets that we expect to see in the World Cup, players have got to break the shackles. You know, really, yes, once you're in, look to take advantage of the situation. So hopefully today, with some of the guys with a little bit more confidence, maybe they've secured their spots for the World Cup, or, you know, needed some runs, and hopefully we'll see some of that shackles broken.
Very nice to see Mohammad Hafiz in such good form.
Yeah, I mean, he comes in and he attacks, and I think this middle order switch is extremely good for Pakistan. It is working for him as well. He's very good against spin. Very smart cricketer. I mean, he takes the attack to the opposition, and I think that is what Pakistan need at times. You know, when there's a bit of a platform laid, you need your middle order then to fire and improvise and just be a bit more aggressive. His footwork is working. I think his bowling needs to shape up as well, because it's just putting them there, not enough spin on the ball.
Okay, now Faf alluded to South Africa's fielding. I mean, it's a long time since any of us have seen South Africa so indifferent in the field.
It was, and I think there's one or two question marks for me. I mean, I think like a guy like Hashim Amla, at this stage of his career, 2 or 3 games in a series very close together. I mean, now it's the fourth game, just probably 24 hours, 36 hours after the last game. You know, the body is not moving as well, a little bit sluggish in the field. And there were chances, important chances, that went down, and that's very unlike South Africans. So I'm sure they've had a stern discussion about it, and that awareness, and that focus, and that concentration needs to be sharp today.
Well, they got over the line in a run chase of 317 with the help of the Duckworth-Lewis-Stern method. But having said that, Risa Hendricks looks a real prospect, and in harness with Faf du Plessis, they're hard to bowl to. Those two.
Absolutely. I thought they played that session extremely well. They needed to play aggressively, and he was very good at picking up that shorter length and played the cover drive, the cut shots. I mean, it was the aggressive intent that was so refreshing to watch. Very good against pace, extremely good against spin, and the temperament was solid as well. He was given a brief and he followed it to the hilt.
Yeah, I know. Post the rain break, this partnership was so important, because they lost the cock to a run out, then the rain came. South Africa were actually in pressure, but they came out and they were positive. They played with intent, and they showed, just a little bit more than Pakistan. Started a bit sluggish, and that probably won South Africa the game. Then the wet outfield, wet ball got difficult. But it was good. I think du Plessis is a very influential player within the South African lineup, and Risa Hendricks is pushing people hard at the moment, because he's scored a lot of runs and he's doing it well.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Let's hear from a couple of the key players. Mike Hazeman was with Quinton de Kock, and Ramis was with Babar Azam a little earlier.
Quinton, thanks for your time. 100 one-day internationals. What does that mean to you?
I think it obviously shows I've actually been around for a while, I guess. I never quite thought going up, but I actually end up playing 100 one-day internationals for the country. But here I am standing today, and it's quite a proud moment for myself.
I'm sure it is. So, pink, right? Playing in pink. Why do you guys always play so well? You're undefeated in pink. Why?
I think we ask ourselves the same question. I think maybe because we put ourselves up for a good cause. So obviously, clean living also helps us on game day. In supporting cancer. So I'm sure the cricketing gods will look after us again today, hopefully, and yeah.
And it's a cause I know that you guys are united behind. I mean, it's a very important cause.
Yeah, obviously, our cause is important to us personally as a team. It's quite a special day for us, and obviously to the people who come support us. Also, everybody comes here dressed in pink. They also come in support of the cause, so it's a great thing. It's a great way to unite the country on a special day like this.
Quinny, back to the cricket. There's a nice little shootout going on for a top order spot between Risa and Rassie. I mean, gee, they're both playing superbly.
Yeah, I think those two have been playing very well at the moment, straight from Zanzi League. Those two are playing so well at the moment. I just hope they carry on with their form. What they're doing for the team is great, and for the country. So I hope they keep doing what they're doing and keep making us proud.
You've got a unique view of things as a keeper. With the wrist spinners doing so well for India and other teams, would you like to see 2 wrist spinners play for South Africa?
I think we got Imi and Shamo. They're both great spinners. But we'll have to see what happens. I think we like to play it as horses for courses type thing. So depending on the wickets, I think we have looked into it. So we'll have to see what happens going forward. But I'm sure in the future you'll see more of the 2 spinners playing together. But like I say, it will be a horses for courses thing going forward.
And finally, you win today, you wrap it up. What gives you confidence you guys are going to play so well today?
That is Pink Day, I guess. So far we're undefeated. Touch wood, we'd like to keep it like that. So obviously going into the game with that sort of confidence is a great thing.
Enjoy your 100th game.
Cheers, thank you.
I've got brilliant Babar Azam here with me. Babar, have you heard about the Pink One-Day match?
No, I've not heard the Pink One-Day match. बस ये सुना है कि काफ़ी फेमस होता है और हाउसफुल होता है और काफ़ी सपोर्ट करते हैं.
कुछ पिंक पहन रहे हैं आज आप?
अभी तक तो नहीं पहन रहे.
अच्छा, बैटिंग के बारे में बताएं. इससे अच्छा आप खेले हैं कभी?
खेलना तो काफ़ी मैचों में हूँ, लेकिन थ्रू आउट द टूर काफ़ी अच्छा चल रहा है और लेकिन वो छोटी सी जो है फिनिशिंग टच नहीं हो रहा. 70-80 पे जाके आउट हो रहा हूँ, तो वो थोड़ा सा उस चीज़ को बेहतर करना है.
कितना चैलेंज है यहाँ साउथ अफ्रीका में आके खेलना इन पिचेस के ऊपर?
काफ़ी मुश्किल चैलेंज है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा बॉल बाउंस होता है और आप वर्ल्ड क्लास बॉलिंग के अगेंस्ट खेल रहे हो, तो आपको काफ़ी उस चीज़ के लिए प्रिपेयर होना पड़ता है, आपको वैसी ही प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ती है. तो काफ़ी अच्छा चैलेंज है और इसको मैं एक्सेप्ट कर रहा हूँ और इन्जॉय कर रहा हूँ इस चीज़ को.
बारिश ना होती पिछले मैच में तो जीत जाते?
जी इंशाल्लाह, अगर बारिश ना आती तो कॉन्फिडेंस था कि हम इंशाल्लाह जीत जाते, लेकिन ये पार्ट ऑफ द गेम है, ये तो इस चीज़ को हम रोक नहीं सकते, ये हमारे हाथ में नहीं है. लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली हम वो हार के.
आज क्या इरादे हैं?
आज ये है कि जैसे पिछले मैच में हमने बैटिंग की थी, वैसे इंशाल्लाह उसी चीज़ को कंटिन्यू करूं और अच्छा परफॉर्म करूं.
All the best.
Thank you.
Babar Azam there, talking a little bit about the Pink One-Day match. Obviously he hasn't heard a great deal about it, but he'll soon find out that it's going to be a house full. About his own batting, it's a challenge playing in South Africa on these pitches, and that he'll try to get it right, not get a 60 or 70, but get 100, and obviously ruin the fact that rain spoiled the show for them in that last game. Otherwise they could have been the winners. But overall, he's pretty satisfied with how things have shaped up.
Well, I tell you what, Babar Azam won't mind that short boundary. That little pickup shot he plays, just nipped it. And Quentin de Kock with a square cut. That is quite a short boundary here at the Wanderers. Likely to be a high-scoring game, we think. We're going to go to the break with Crystal again and the words of Messrs Miller, Shamsi and Andile.
Pink Day has everything in it. 6s, 4s, Bs, Proteas winning, and a lot of atmosphere.
It's a special day on the calendar. The boys really look forward to it.
We did pretty well that first year, and then since then I think it's just built momentum, and really just the snowballs just got bigger and bigger, and really, the fans really get out and support. It's created such a great vibe.
The atmosphere, the people, it's just absolutely epic just being around there playing, the fans supporting, and a different colour at the end of the day, pink, supporting cancer.
You always want to play in that starting 11 just to get that fierce going. The crowd's always behind you, and as you know, it's 100% strike rate as well.
I think on the day, pink is definitely my favourite colour.
The guys will get their spray paints out, start spray painting their spikes.
Definitely wear pink underwear and pink socks, and maybe my shoes will go pink.
I think I even change my kits at times. Hopefully I get a pink bat.
Maybe some guys will spray paint their hair. I might be that guy.
But generally I just enjoy Pink Day. It's one of those special days. It's memorable. Obviously we're playing for a really important cause, so that was also meaningful to us, and we would like to give a lot of effort and passion for that day.
The Pink Day definitely brings out extra emotions and extra fight out of the guys, so we're really looking forward to the 4th ODI. Hopefully we can keep our unbeaten run going.
Our hearts go out to the people that are fighting and and surviving cancer. So we're really behind you guys, and we look forward to supporting you guys on the Sunday.
The atmosphere here is electric. That'll certainly get him going.
4 teams, 4 superheroes. Rugby soon on SuperSport. Now the crowds are piling in to the Bidfest Wanderers here for the Pink Day. The toss has been won by Pakistan, who've chosen to bowl, based entirely on the weather later and the fact that Duckworth-Lewis Stern might come into operation. Could be a heck of a batting pitch this. I'm out in the middle with Remy's, and now Mackay joins us. Mackay Ntini dressed as if he's a legal eagle.
Legal eagle!
Super smart you look, Maestro.
Thank you,
what do you make of the surface? Bouncy?
I'm telling you, today, Mark, is going to be an unbelievable day. If you remember 2015, where one of our great cricketers that has scored 150 against the West Indies, it looks the same as that one. There is no cracks. There is absolutely nothing. When you sit to the wicket, it's not going to be a devil here. It's going to be a beautiful batting wicket. It's going to be a bowling friendly. That's what I can say.
So you wouldn't want to be bowling on it, man?
I would definitely love to do so too.
You would you?
Oh, yes.
Because what? Because you get good carry?
Of the pace, if they take off, it will be lovely.
Okay, you agree with that?
Doesn't look bone dry to me. I mean, there's got to be a bit of moisture because, the weather has been iffy. Yeah. So if you get your lines and links right, I think there's something to be had for paces.
Yeah. Okay, well, the talk of the commentary box at the moment has been Risa Hendricks, who played so well the other night, seems to be forcing his way into, well, never mind contention, into that World Cup squad. Over to you, Hazy.
Thanks, Mark. I want to just speak a bit more about Risa and the way that he pounced on the situation and read it so well, which I thought was just terrific from Risa, because sometimes when rain happens, batsmen are a little bit sluggish to get going. Let's just have a look at this. This is the Pakistan bowlers, the way they bowled to Risa before the rain break, and you can see that their lines are pretty good, everything is pretty tight, and they only scored 38 runs in the power play in the first 10 overs. So that in itself was quite interesting. You'll see there was a high percentage also of dot balls. So that was really good work from the Pakistan bowlers initially, and then in the over number 17 the players went off for rain. Risa Hendricks decided there was his turn to shine, to pounce on things. And you can see there's runs also in this wagon at the moment. The yellow is what he had before the break. And here's all the boundaries he scored after he came back on afterwards. And the way that he upset the bowling, the way that he played so well, the way that he took full advantage of anything that was slightly offline, slightly short. And to me, he just played absolutely superbly. And I think he caught Pakistan on the hop. There's no doubt about that. I want to look at the partnership as well. And this was a really good performance between Faf and also Risa Hendricks. The stand, by the way, was 108. Red is Faf, 39 runs. And 65 runs is Risa Yellow. That's how well that he played. So that's really good stuff from Risa. And, of course, he just dominated that whole situation. The Pakistan seamers, by the way, before the rain, I mean, they were pretty tidy, really. If you just want to have a look at this, I mean, those groupings are pretty good. There wasn't too much wrong with the groupings. And you can see that both from over the wicket and also around, they were also pretty tidy, so there wasn't too much of an issue. But then things went a little bit different. Just watch these areas around here when they got upset with that line and that length after the break. When Pakistan bowlers came back, you can see that there was 16% of short before, so all the lengths are pretty good, 72%. But afterwards, look at that, it was more of a scattergun situation with 26% short to the Pakistan seamers and all over the show, which is where Risa took full advantage. The last thing I want to just have a look at is this side-on situation of Risa and the way that he did play so well. Just have a look at how he uses the crease. He leans more than anything, and it really is a good example of how he picked up the length of the ball so quickly. To me, that was the key to the way he played. So have a look at these shots. He picked up the length so quickly, he rocked on that front foot, and when he got an opportunity to go on the back foot, there it is, just a rock, but he was so quick, and therefore it gave him so much time, and I think it was really impressive. And they scored 91 runs, by the way, in the last 10 overs. So that's how well South Africa played. But Risa Hendricks was terrific with the way we unsettled Pakistan when he came back after the rain. So really good stuff from Risa, and of course he's dreaming, I think, of a World Cup berth. Right, Mark, back to you.
Well, I was going to have a word with Mackay and Remy's, but actually, you know what? Everybody's out here. Lovely atmosphere at the Wanderers. We're ready for the anthems on Pink Day.
Welcome to you wherever you may be. Welcome to Johannesburg, to the Bull Ring. It's match number 4 in the Momentum One Day International Series between South Africa and Pakistan. South Africa leading at 2-1. And will be hoping that they can clinch the series here. Pakistan want to come back. They have to come back. Keep it alive, so that the last one in Cape Town in a few days' time would be the icing on the cake. It's also Pink Day. A look at the South African side, and Sean Pollock alongside me. A look at the side. Sean, good morning.
Good morning, Tommy, and morning to everyone around the world. It's just one change for South Africa. Imran Tahir in place of Tabraiz Shamsi. All the batsmen at the top of the order have been in and amongst the runs, so they're quite settled in an important game. If they win this, they win the series, and South Africa will then be able to experiment with some other options. But for now, just the one change. Imran, he's in.
Mikey Holding is also alongside me. Good morning to you, Mikey. And look at the Pakistani side there. They get themselves ready to field without their skipper, Sarfraz Ahmed. Mohammad Rizwan is the man who comes in. Usman Shinwari is also in for Hassan Ali. Your thoughts as you look at this side, Mikey?
Morning, Pommy, and hello to all our viewers around the world. Well, they had one forced change, as we have heard. The captain has been suspended for a few games, so he had to take a back seat. But they'll be buoyed, I would think, by the batting that they did in the last game. Certainly, that should still be a good factor here for them, the batting. Perhaps that's the reason why they won't be chasing on this occasion instead of setting a target.